Pacing is another strategy that I've learnt more as an adult, I think, than as a child. I don't think medically it's ever been taught to me that pacing is a really critical tool to use in managing pain and arthritis in general. So for me, I recognise that I have a limited capacity in the day because of pain and fatigue. So I need to prioritise what is it that I want to do. So it's caring for my family is my first priority, and then working is my second priority, and everything else is next in the queue. Housework, socialising, all of that other stuff is the last thing to be done if I've got the energy left. So for pacing, I will make sure I limit the number of physical activities I might do in a day, or I will make sure I can build in a rest at some point. So that might be quite literally lying down in bed and having a sleep, or it might be just taking a moment to sit, put my feet up, have a cup of tea, read a book and just relax physically but also mentally as well.
You do have to pace yourself with pain management, because when you're too busy, too active, that's when inflammation happens, and it's necessary to slow down and rest so that the inflammation has a chance to subside. And you know, hot packs, cold packs, all those things are really useful.
And then I also pace myself, and that's been really, really important for me. And I have this little slogan which really works for me, which is take a break before you need it. Because temperamentally, I'm the sort of person who will go and go and go until I'm completely exhausted, and then I'll stop. Well, that really doesn't work if you've got a chronic pain condition. It's much better to stop before you get into that state of desperation. Have a break and then come back to the activity, and then you can actually achieve far more over time.
Pacing can also be used to manage your daily tasks. For example, if you've got heavier tasks, for example, vacuuming or taking out the washing, you may choose to spread these evenly throughout the week rather than trying to do them all in one day, leading towards a flare-up.
Pacing has been absolutely central to my successfully managing my condition and managing my pain. I'm someone who I was a classic boomer and buster. So on a good day, I'll go and go and go, and then I'd have a great big crash and feel completely wrecked as a consequence. So learning how to balance my activity and balance my energy has been absolutely central to my rehabilitation. I've trained myself through doing investigation, keeping diaries and so on. I've learned that if I sit for more than 20 minutes, my pain gets a lot worse. So now I use a timer and I stand up or lie down after 20 minutes. And that's had a huge effect on my life, because it means I don't get into that really, really strained state, you know, where your pain's getting worse and worse and worse, and you're kind of typing away more and more manically, sweat pouring off, you know, I can be really sweaty, breath holding, tense. It's such a horrible state to get into. And if I do this pacing where I use a timer after 20 minutes, it's made a huge difference. And in fact, I've written 2 books using that method. Work for 20 minutes and then have a break for 15 minutes, work for 20 minutes, have a break for 15 minutes. Who would have thought it would be possible to write 2 books like that? And yet I have. And I came out of those periods of writing the books in a reasonable state, as opposed to just being completely shattered, which is what would have happened if I just pushed myself through.
To give yourself the best possible chance to maximise the benefits that you will receive from your physical activity or exercise, have a think about your day and when you feel at your best. So if your pain is worse in the morning, perhaps try and get your exercise done in the afternoon. Vice versa, if you're experiencing pain in the afternoon, try and get that over and done with early in the morning. So having an understanding of your body, how it responds to your daily tasks, and how you can best fit in your exercise to make sure that you don't have a prolonged rest period. So you don't work really hard on your exercise one day and then you can't actually do anything for the rest of the week. consistency is the key with exercise and osteoarthritis, so making sure that you have enough energy to last for the whole week and continue with your exercise long term.
Pacing is a way to find a balance between activity and rest. In an exercise-based program that requires, say, 30 minutes of walking all in one go, this may not be possible at first. So break up the exercise into 5 lots of 6 minutes, for example, with a 1 minute interval of rest in between. You can then progressively increase the amount of exercise over a period of time with minimal pain and reduced fatigue.
I use pacing for exercise. So when I go swimming, I'm a good swimmer, I like swimming, and what I used to do is I would just swim as far as I could. Then I'd have a huge flare-up and I wouldn't go swimming again for ages. Now what I do is I always swim at least 10 lengths, and I never swim more than 20 lengths, no matter how I'm feeling, because I've learned those are good parameters for me. Swimming 20 lengths twice a week, that's fine, that's enough. That keeps me fit enough. So that's been really, really helpful. So I'm a mindfulness teacher, I meditate, and yeah, I would say that pacing has probably changed my life more than formal meditation. Because of course pacing is, all your waking hours. Whereas if you meditate for 20 minutes, 40 minutes a day, and then the rest of the day you're going crazy, well, that's not going to have a great effect. Meditation plus pacing, well, that's been life-changing. That's been fantastic.